What's up, everybody? I am here at Justin Dowell's house, and it is surrounded by crazy bees that are probably going to sting us. Justin, why did you buy a house that is surrounded by such massive, terrifying creatures?
I actually don't know. I'm not much of a outdoorsman. I'm more of a city dweller, but when I looked at this house and I had 2 acres of land, no HOA, I can do whatever I want, I didn't know the bugs came with the house. Let's just say it that.
So, something you touched on, you have 2 acres of land.
Yes.
This is a pretty awesome spot. We're on the outskirts of Raleigh. Are there any plans for some ramps or anything back here?
I plan on doing mostly dirt jumps. A good mixture of ones that are in a straight line for tricks and some unique stuff, berms, step on, step off. So I want to jump onto the shed that's back there. I want just a good mixture. If you want to come here and learn stuff, you can. If you want to come here and have fun riding some trails, you can do that as well.
So is that going to be in addition to riding at DDASC, or is that going to be in place of?
It's going to be definitely with DDASC. I still love that park, but I want something when I'm not there. I don't have to drive to the park. I can stay here and ride a resi, ride some dirt jumps, whatever. You
might be the only BMX rider I know that owns a lake.
I do, in fact, own a lake, technically speaking. I own like an eighth of it, but I have rights to the whole thing.
So what goes on in this lake?
Mainly, I have a paddle boat. I just go around the outside of the lake but there's lots of terrifying creatures that live in it, so I try to avoid it alone.
You've got terrifying creatures in the lake. You have the crazy wasps up here.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dangerous place to live.
Yeah, but I've been enjoying the learning curve of being an outdoorsman.
So, okay, well, congratulations on owning the home.
Thank you.
How old are you now?
21.
So you own a rad house that you bought from BMX.
Yeah.
You're 21. Does that kind of feel like a dream come true right there?
It does, and COVID kind of halted the progress I was making, but I'm happy that things are starting to get back along.
So dream number 1, you bought the house. Dream number 2, you're going to the Olympics.
Yes, I am.
You made it, you worked hard,
Yep.
You kept your eyes on the prize, and you are going to the Olympics.
Yep, me and Nick will be representing the men, and Paris Beningas and Hannah will be representing the women for USA.
So how does that feel? I know we've talked about this before, but we keep getting closer to the event. This is getting more and more real. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. I ride the park. I ride Daniel's Park every day. It's all a wooden setup right now, and I feel comfortable going right into Tokyo.
Are you working on anything new, or is this just about dialing in what you've already been doing?
I have a few things I'm planning on doing that I haven't done before at a contest. It's just that at Worlds and the C1 before that at Woodward, I'm obviously thinking more point strategy, and I haven't been able to do a full 100% die or win run, and I'm really excited to finally unveil everything I have.
So I believe the Olympics is 2 runs, correct?
Yep.
So do you do a safety and then try this all-in run, or is it all-in run twice?
I'm an all-in run on the first run. I give everything I have on first try because I don't want to do a safe run and then I don't have my max energy I would have had for the first one to try my insane run. So I go all in at the beginning.
One thing we haven't really talked about that I think is kind of interesting, I don't think you've talked about it publicly, and I might just know about this because we're friends. COVID hit you pretty hard.
Yeah, it did.
Did you bounce back 100%?
Yeah, so I got COVID, and I knew instantly I had it. I went to go to sleep that night, and all my joints started to ache, and I'm like, man, I didn't ride that insane today. So I called Daniel. I was like, hey, I might have it. And we all got tested the next morning, and me and Daniel are the only ones that tested positive. He didn't have any symptoms. He rode COVID out, got a negative test. I, on the other hand, nearly passed away. I was a hollow shell of myself. I couldn't eat. Everything I ate, I threw up. I couldn't even drink water. I would throw up water, believe it or not. All my joints hurt, and that was probably for a week straight. And I finally got a negative test, went back to the park, and transitioned right back into riding, and it was fine.
How long did it take you to get back to Justin Dowell, professional bike rider, doing all my best stuff?
Probably a week after getting the negative test. It was because Daniel's Park is almost like a backyard setup. It's somewhere that you have to ride every day, and even just not riding there for 2 weeks, it was rough coming back from that.
One thing we talked about when we first talked via Zoom a couple weeks ago after you made the Olympic team officially was the bit of controversy that came along with all of this.
Yeah.
I think our interview spiked some more controversy.
Yeah.
Ironically, is there anything you care to add to all that? I completely agree with everything you said. I think you earned your spot. I think you played the game. Where's your head after you kind of got flamed by a lot of people on the internet?
Yeah, I definitely understand their point of view. In the Olympics, from the beginning, everyone's known that it's not you wouldn't necessarily say it's the best 9 riders in the world going. I think it's the correct 9 for the criteria that we were presented. And we've all known the criteria from day one. So to act surprised is insane. We all knew that this was coming. Like, I did what I had to do. They could have made the criteria that you have to do at least 30 bar spins every run, and I would have done at least 30 bar spins every run, which I did anyways. But just saying, they could have made the criteria anything, and I just did the best I could to follow the criteria given.
And you did, and it worked.
And I did, and it worked, yeah.
So, the Olympics is soon. What does it mean to you to get that gold medal now that it's almost within grasping reach? And how will it feel if you don't?
I'm going in there. I'm looking for a medal, mostly. If I get a medal, I'll be stoked. Of course, I want the golden one, but I just want a medal. I just want to represent my country the best I can. I'm proud to be from the United States, and that's what people will see when I'm there.
Once this is all said and done, you're one of the riders that really kind of changed his entire life to prepare for the Olympics. Yeah. What's Justin Dowell in September going to be like? Are you going to stay on the same program, or are you locking yourself in front of the computer and playing some Call of Duty or whatever it is you kids play these days?
I definitely want to work on my body a little bit. I've had some lingering pain in my back, my ankles for a couple years now, but I just didn't want to do anything about it right before the Olympics. I wanted just to stay on what I'm doing. So maybe a couple months resting. Well, not resting because I'm still going to be riding, but a couple months to work on myself. Maybe come out with a new routine, training-wise, gym-wise. Like I said, I don't want to change anything right now because I feel like it's too close.
You know, one thing I would like to see from you in the not-so-distant future is a legitimate video where you actually go put in work. I know you have a lot of never-been-done tricks you've kind of been flirting with for quite some time, some of which you may have done and I'm not even aware of it. Is that something you'd have any interest in doing?
Yeah, I've wanted to film another edit for a long time. The last real edit I've done was 6 years ago. We filmed a couple weekend edits at Daniels Park at JC, but I've never sat down and done a start to finish edit that took months to do since I was 15. So, because right as I had turned 15, I started doing the FEES events, and it's just been a grind to place. So,
well, and the progression you've had since that last video to now, you went from a kid that couldn't make the finals to the kid that's representing the country in the United States in the Olympics.
I watched that video often, and the banger was a 3-whip to bar. I think I learned 3-whip bar 2 months after that video was filmed. I did 3-whip triple bar a couple years after that, so it has been a steep progression since then.
So when it comes time for a new video, the pressure's on. It's got to be real good.
Yeah, and I might bring out the free coaster again for some clips because I know I did some things on the free coaster that I don't think people still have done today.
I can second that. I've seen some of them done, and you're actually quite good at it.
Thank you.
For being Mr. Box Jump, you're pretty good at the free coaster.
Thank you.
Well, Justin, big things on the horizon. You've got a lot to take in. Anything you care to add before I let you get back to enjoying your outdoor paradise here?
Just thank you, everybody, for the support. Keep an eye out for some things happening in the yard. I haven't even posted that I own a house yet just because I want to get some stuff done first. There's a lot of stuff that the old homeowners did that I want to get out, put my own twist on the house. Also, look out for the Olympics. It's going to be me and Nick. I know he's trying really hard. I'm trying really hard. We're going to represent USA as best we can, and just thanks for the support, everyone.
You're welcome for the support.
Yeah.